So what? Y'all don't love me no more? You don't care for nothing?
All right. So a lot of stuff actually took place in episode 9 of Raising Kanan season 3 because, man, we got Gerald's death, Lulu spiral out of control, and then you got um Shannon's dad basically looking into things as well and basically put everything together and was just like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This guy, Malcolm Howard, he's actually, dirty because he wants to go talk to like Captain Lewis about it. And he's just like, yo, I think, Howard might be dirty. And then, he calls up Special Agent Tanner to be like, okay, I got some information to tell you. And then because it made sense anyway, but it's just that all they have to do is just like really go through like how Shannon did when she went through all of the, like, Detective Howard's like old case files. All you have to do is just do what she did, and then you will find out, oh, wait a minute, Rock was his CI back in the days. Wait a minute, that whole shooting, all it is just going to take place. They're getting close, they're getting really warm on finding out like the truth of like Detective Howard's like dirty little secret. It's just like they're going to find out about this. I feel like with everything that's possibly going down with, because they was playing up the idea of Marvin going to jail or whatever, because as we seen, he was talking to Rock about this and he was like, well, maybe Marvin should take the rap. Maybe he should take the rap and everybody else is safe. But see, that's the thing though, because Rock says she's not giving up her family, and the thing is, Marvin has been really loyal and useful towards her, and even though that role was supposed to be for Lulu, but Lulu spiraled out of control and he couldn't, like, I guess, handle the weight of it all, and it broke him. So it's just like I wouldn't really see her giving up Marvin like that. I don't see it. I just don't. I mean, it's possible, but I don't really see her giving up Marvin that way. And I mean, come on, everybody liking Marvin right now. Come on now. Like, Marvin's the man. He's starting to become Unc around here. So for her to give him up like that, it's just, I just don't see it. But I was thinking, like, if she was to give up anybody, I was thinking maybe Lulu. But seeing how at the end where they gave Lulu like this long drive, I mean, it's the suspense to build it up. Like, okay, they actually gonna kill Lulu off screen. But I'm like, no, I'm thinking they probably took him out of town, maybe to a rehab center out of town where he gets cleaned up or something. I don't think they're gonna like kill him just like that. No. Not like how they did to Unique, how when Ronnie, beat him with the metal pipe. No. Nothing like that. I think if Lulu was to die, it would be on screen rather than it be off screen. Because I think it would be kind of trash for it just, oh, he's dead. No. I think he's somewhere off at a rehab center getting cleaned up. That's what I think. But I mean, you seen how like later on where Gerald's daughter just died because he was on the drugs, and basically that's how he was able to spill the beans in the first place and tell Marvin that, well, he's a trash friend, he's a horrible father, because feds picked him up for heroin, and that's when he had no choice but to work with them, or otherwise he would lose his daughter. So they didn't really have much on Marvin, but at the end, you seen where Gerald actually forcibly overdosed on himself because the death of one of his daughters, and they're gonna take the other daughter away from him because he's an irresponsible dad. So that's quite something. That's quite something. But it's just that now that the feds is sort of hot but still cold because they scoop up Jukebox during her whole audition with Butta, right? They scoop her up. Now with that, we don't even know if she's still gonna be part of the group now, because they scooped her up and they're like, well, we can't have the feds really into you if you're trying to become a singer. So who knows? She might get booted from the group. Who knows, right? But they pick her up, and in Special Agent Taryn, like, he's asking her questions. But again, as she said, y'all have nothing. So you won't be able to squeeze anything from her, despite the whole her mentioning that, yeah, Howard didn't give Nicole the drugs. So that's the only thing that they have, is that little statement that Jukebox made about the whole, him giving her the gun. Like that's the only thing that they have, but they're still hot and cold at the same time. But it's just that it does put Marvin and Howard in a tough situation, but it's just that I think they can get closer to Howard than they can get to Marvin. Because, I mean, yeah, they have all this evidence, but the thing is they don't have anything. They don't even have anything. They just have stuff, but they don't have really anything. Because if they had concrete, maybe evidence, proof, something to nail Marvin, they would have done it already. But it's just that they're kind of like hot and cold at the same time. But, you know, and then our man, our favorite character so far is Ronnie. Ronnie got the troops in the car in the beginning. And he's like, yo, Juliana's people was never this late. So, everybody was talking like, hey, you know, Ty Dolla, he's, you know, part of Ronnie's crew now. So I'm like, okay. I'm just like, all right. Like, if he does anything impactful, I'm like, sure. But he's just going to be part of Ronnie's crew. I guess his right-hand man, his trusted guy that Ronnie trusts. But Joaquin comes along. He's just like, whatever relations that y'all had, Juliana had, she's dead. And you have some special friends to thank for me not actually killing you tonight. So I'm like, okay. And then you'll come to find out later, I guess it was Snaps and Pop that intervened and saved Ronnie for him actually being killed or whatever. So I was like, okay, so that proves that it was kind of quick. I guess it proves that Joaquin gave Rock the sanction really quick to go after Juliana. Because I was like, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe it was too quick, it was too soon, right? That maybe Rock just did it anyway. But okay, so she got the sanction really quick to take out Juliana. So I'm like, damn. I was like, shit. I'm like, okay. But that's when you see like later on, like Ronnie talks to like Snaps and Pop about, hey, there's no business. And then they say, listen, you're gonna have to fix this. And then, you know, Famous comes along, tries to ask where Lulu is at, because I guess Famous is getting some sort of deal now, like he might actually go mainstream with his music, right? But we all know that's not gonna happen, right? And you know, Kanan's just like telling him like, I don't know where the Lulu is at, I'm not messing with the fam at the moment. But it's just that, you know, there's no business, and they're gonna have to figure something, because you seen like also towards the end where all of them was sitting at the table and they all saying like, yo, Rock is messing with our money, yo, she has to be handled. And Kanan is like, it's putting Kanan in a tough situation, because that's the thing. Kanan hasn't reached that level yet for him to like sanction anything. We don't know, but I highly doubt it, because I'm thinking Kanan probably might screw maybe Snaps, Pop, and maybe Ronnie over just to save Rock. Because remember, he did have a shred of decency or a shred of humanity, I should say, when, you know, Ronnie was jacking up Famous, and that's when he came out and he was just like, no, I want to be there for Juke. And he also gave Famous some information or whatever. But that's the thing, his humanity is still like, he hasn't flipped to being the Kanan that we all know him to be. So I'm thinking if these people got a whole full-fledged plan to take out Rock, I think Kanan is going to go against it. I think he is, because it's like he hasn't reached that level yet where he's just like, you know what, screw this. He's pissed off. He wants to do his own thing, but he doesn't want, I guess, none of his family members to be dead, though. That's what I'm kind of like leaning towards. Because he doesn't want any of them dead. It's just he wants to do his own thing, but he doesn't want to be around them like that. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen at episode 10 as well, because whatever like Snaps, Pop, and Ronnie, whatever they're going to be cooking up with, is going to be interesting, because they want Rock, I guess, gone or dealt with. But Kanan is kind of in the middle of it, because he wants to sell drugs, but he doesn't want his mom dead. So like I said, I'm thinking he probably might betray them. He probably might betray them or whatever. But then seeing how, I guess there was like a trailer a while ago where these boys was picking up Kanan. So I'm like, is it that they trying to, maybe they know that Kanan might flip or whatever, or that Kanan did flip and they picked up Kanan? Like, I'm kind of curious about this, because it's going to like add up to like what's going to actually happen in episode 10, because a lot of things could actually go down badly for certain characters, and somebody will most likely die. But overall, like, this episode was okay. It was chill. Wasn't anything like too crazy. It was, you know, it was pretty chill. And like I said, it's the calm before the storm, because we know episode 10 is gonna be absolutely crazy. Like I said, somebody's gonna end up dead. I don't think Lulu is dead. Like I said, he's probably at some sort of rehab center or whatever. And I guess the big question is going to be if Marvin is actually going to take the heat. Like, is Rock going to be seriously considering Detective Howard's, I guess, maybe gesture or his words on maybe just portraying Marvin and just going down, having him go down with the ship and be like, I had nothing to do with it, which would be kind of fucked up though. It'd be fucked up, and then it would kind of turn maybe Jukebox sour on Rock to be like, you basically had it. Nah, I don't know. It's very possible. It's very possible, but it's just, I don't see Rock doing that. I just don't see her doing that. But maybe Detective Howard, on the other hand, he could probably go down for some shit. But see, he knows too much. He knows too much about certain things. So it's just what's going to actually happen. Marvin goes to prison, or maybe Howard definitely dies this season, or he loses his badge. Something crazy is actually going to happen. And I can't wait to see. Like, let's go episode 10. But, overall, what you guys thought of this episode, right? What you think Kanan is potentially going to do in episode 10, right? Do you think Ronnie might actually die, or snaps and pop? So, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I catch you all in the next one.